G'day guys, MFWest here, and today we have a Mythic Plus Motherlode plus 21 chest for some commentary for you to present. Now, before I jump into things, since the last time I made a video, COVID-19 has happened. You guys are probably sick of hearing that word. But luckily, I'll just give you guys my situation. Pretty much the job that I do now is an essential service, so I have my job secured for the time being. I have been working from home for the past 3 weeks, but more importantly, I understand that uni students, school students, and some people have lost their jobs. So I think for me now more than ever is I want to pump out as much content as I can. That will be in the shape of Mythic Plus videos, Mythic boss guides, hopefully in Azoth dies. Even battleground videos, like just old school PvP videos that I used to do. I'm sure you guys will be interested in that. But this is a Mythic Plus video, so just wanted to address that before, and I hope everyone's staying safe. So, first thing I want to talk about is talents. Talents are pretty much going to stay the same. We've got Infected Claws, Bursting Swords, Death Pact, Epidemic. Nothing really different about that. That's the original setup for Unholy DK in BFA. Now, for corruption traits, let's talk about that. I have had such shit luck with corruption. The only good thing that I've gotten since I started is a rank 3 Mind Flay. 445 item level, which is still shit. So, currently, as of when I recorded this key yesterday, I had no rank 3 Twilight Devastation, no rank 3 Infinite Stars. From yesterday to today, I have actually acquired a rank 3 Twilight and a rank 3 Infinite. How insane is that? So for this key, my corruption is shit. I've got a rank 2 Twilight Dev, a rank 1 Twilight Dev, and a rank 3 Racing Pulse. That's it. And my mastery is only at 50%, so pretty shit. Now, my new setup is so much better, guys. So much better. My Azurite traits, I'm not too happy about either. Like, Magus on Fortified Weak is not very efficient. Now, the affixes for this key are Fortified, Sanguine, and Grievous, okay? So, that's pretty much what I'm running. In terms of my Azurite neck, I've got Blood of the Enemy as my main essence. Minor essences are Focusing Iris, Dying, and Lucid Dreams. So I'm pretty sure that covers everything. Mareka's Thang, little special mention for this one. Pretty much picture it. It's Fortified Weak. You're on a big AoE pack, like 5 to 6 mobs, and all your runes are on cooldown. This is when you want to be using this ability. It does a lot of damage. I seriously had my mouth open when I first used it. It does so much damage, guys. Yeah, very good trinket. And then I'm using my Butcher's Block. So there you have it, that is my gear. So let's get straight into the video, guys. Alright guys, so first things first, we're going to run straight to the obelisk and jump in there, and we've got Tank Buster. Now with Tank Buster and the growths, definitely want to use the lock gate there. So I guess I want to address that first, is our comp is quite strange, running a Destro lock. I mean, Outlaw, Rogue, and DK are pretty normal, but a Destro lock, and to be honest, he does some pretty good overall damage, so it's a bit of a weird class in M+, but they can definitely do some insane damage. So as I mentioned before, I have some pretty weird Azurite for this one. In this video in particular, I've just got the rank 3, I forget the name of it now, the haste one, and then basically in total a rank 3 Twilight Dev, which is not very good. It's like a rank 2 and rank 1. So we'll kill Tank Buster here. I've dedicated a few cooldowns here, and as we come out of this obelisk, we're going to jump straight into a pack here, and we're going to Lust. So I want to use Army here, and it's a bit awkward because Army doesn't really do good damage on target swapping. So just going to focus down the the Hired Assassin, nuke that with my AoE rotation, and because we use Lust here, the next time it's up is going to be for the boss. 1 second, there we go, perfect. So yeah, so the main thing about the first section of Motherlode is getting the percent right. So around 67 to 69% is where you want to be, depending on how you pull, and a lot of that will come from how well you can put the mech jockeys into these peacekeepers, because a mech jockey by himself is worth like less than 2% count, but when they're in a peacekeeper, I believe they're worth 3.5%. I want to say that, but it's a large amount. So yeah, with the Hired Assassins, guys, very crucial and important mob. Be very careful. So they do 2 mechanics. One is the Toxic Blade, which you have to kick. The second is the Hail of gauntlets, or it's like a AoE fan of knives ability. If the toxic blade goes off, the AoE ability will pretty much one-shot your group. So you still want to be stunning it. It's very easy. You can stun it, you can grip it. You just need to make sure that you as a Death Knight are using your entire kit to stop it. But with an Outlaw Rogue, it's very easy for him to micromanage that. Otherwise, yeah, we're actually not pulling too crazy. We could have probably done some bigger pulls, but we just want to chest this and get it in time. So, yeah, nothing too crazy, to be honest, guys. And I do want to formally apologize to my healer for running Grand Illusions on Grievous Week. It's like an instant 3-stack Grievous, so yeah, apologies on my end there. And he's a disc priest, so it makes it even harder. So yeah, our comp is pretty interesting. Yeah, so Peacekeepers, unfortunately, 2 target mobs is not what Unholy is good for, but yeah, they do hit like a truck, but you can keep chain pulling mobs in them as well. So this pack here is quite scary on foot. It's got 2 hired assassins, so you want to make sure that you have 2 people dedicated to kicks. Now watch here, one of the AoE abilities, the Fletchlets, goes off for quite a long time. Here it is. And I believe he's DR'd, and look at the damage on that actually does with Grievous. So very important you get your stuns out there. And that's pretty much the only one that goes off, to be honest. Second thing I want to talk about is on Sanguine, what you can do as a Death Knight to help your group. So before a mob is about to die, you want to grip it away into a location where no other mobs will walk through it. This will stop mobs from healing, and trust me, your group will just love you in general. I do it a few times in this dungeon, I'll try and point it out. The refreshment vendors are really easy. Just make sure you kick the spritzers, especially on fortified. It will almost like one-shot you with like 2 ticks, so be very careful. We do some juicy AoE damage here, and this pack's going down quite fast. The mech jockeys do like a cleave in front of them, so be very careful not to stand in front of those as well. Yeah, just don't be in your tank in general, to be honest. Yeah, so this first section of the dungeon is quite straightforward. My dog wants to talk. But yeah, unfortunately, we're pulling around 3 to 4 mobs in general. So yeah, nothing too crazy there. And my pet randomly, I think it's the thug or the mech jockey. They just cleave the pet and it one-shots them. So yeah, Blizzard, if you're watching this, can you please fix that? My pet dies in like 5 dungeons from ad mechanics. Thank you, Blizzard. Yeah, so this part is done. Where we're going okay. There have been a few mech jockeys that weren't able to get into Peacekeepers, and that's going to affect our count, and I'll talk about that in a sec. But this pack here, we're going to chain pull into the other pack here. I don't have cooldowns. Again, you want to coordinate, guys. As an Unholy Death Knight, the group should be pulling around you because your ability to do exponential damage and funnel. Be very vocal with your tank. Like say, hey, look, I've got cooldowns. Can we go really hard? Because that is what is going to make the run smoother and just you do so much damage. I try to be as much like as vocal as I can with my group. And when you have cooldowns, definitely tell your tank, like, I've got Blood of the Enemy, I've got Friends, I've got Dark Transformation, let's fucking go, mate. So yeah, he's trying to drop the Sanguine off in random spots here, so yeah, like this thug here, I'm going to grip him before he dies, because if he died right there, the Peacekeeper would have walked through it and gained like 10% HP, so small things like that, guys, that you can do as a individual player that can affect the group really well, so yeah. We're at 47%, we only have 3 minutes left until Lust/Hero is back up. So we're not doing too well on the count in terms of like the time limit left, because as soon as Bloodlust is up, you want to use it. You don't want to like delay it. You want to like use it as much as you can. And unfortunately, like that is, yeah, our count's a bit off, but we'll have to get some at the very end. So yeah, 2 minutes left. We probably could have pulled more here to make up a percentage, but it would have affected the time a little bit. But the mobs at the very end on that last hill are disgusting. Very disgusting. So we the rogue taps one of the vendors and we pull the rest of this onto here. You're pretty much safe to use your AoE abilities here because they should be up by the time the bomb phase starts. So don't really have that much in terms of cooldowns, but it's okay, it works out. And just make sure you're kicking the mob that your tank has asked you to kick or the group's assigned you to. So no, I don't think any spritzers really go out. They all get stopped, which is great. It makes the run smooth and easy. So I believe we're going to finish at around 59%, which is still really far off. Like 8% is quite a lot to be off, and we'll have to get that at the very end. So yeah, this next boss is pretty fun for Unholy. If you can get overwhelming power proc like I have just now on the mob, it really pumps. I grip that mob away, but Refreshment Vendor, he casts it and he heals a bit. So unfortunately, he's going to die on top of the Peacekeeper. He's going to get healed a little bit, so it's unfortunate. Okay, so boss time. I got every cooldown back up, and pretty much we're just going to use Lust when he starts doing the soccer event slash football event. So I like to use army as soon as this is kind of started and I see the first bomb go onto the boss. So here, if overwhelming power procs, I have reached to 280k DPS. That's the highest I've bursted before. With no overwhelming power proc, I'll just peak it at 250. Okay, so the two mechanics this guy does basically static pulse. You can use Death Advance to stop being pushed back and maintain DPS on the boss. AMS unfortunately will not save you from being knocked back, but it will reduce the nature damage. So you won't take as much damage, but unfortunately it will not stop you from being knocked back, which sucks. So yeah, Death's Advance is your key there. I like to use Death's Advance only if we've got 3 bombs on him, just so I can maximize my uptime on DPS. So yeah, kick these bombs into him, otherwise they explode, and then he pretty much goes down here pretty quickly. So it is Fortified, Sanguine, and Grievous, so it's a pretty straightforward. Boss fights are really easy this week in Motherlode as well, so yeah, not too bad. Alright, so now we have the fattest pull in the dungeon. I've saved my cooldowns on purpose for this, so watch this. Okay, so Virulent Plague, Dark Transformation, Unholy Frenzy, Apocalypse, D&D, Blood of the Enemy, Spam Scourge Strike. And I think I picked up about 700 here. If I had a rank 4 Twilight like I do now in today's world, this was the day before I got it, I would definitely have maybe hit 1 million. I don't think I got any TD procs there, so that was just all Bursting Swords. And that was a extremely quick pack. That was 2 sets of mobs there that died in like 30 seconds. So, not even 30, I said like 20 seconds. So yeah, these mobs are really easy, guys. Earthshaper is the priority. Make sure Rock Lance is kicked all the time. Hopefully Tank points out which Earthshapers are being allocated to who. And a singular person can get every single Rock Lance on a singular mob. So very straightforward. Make sure that you're getting those off because it's really heavy damage on Fortified and you don't want that being on the tank. So yeah, straightforward pack. Didn't really have any cooldowns for this pack besides my Merrick this Fang, but that trinket is busted, so it did a lot of damage. Okay, so now where I believe we're at about 60-70% probably here, and we have to go do the mob in front of the obelisk. Now this mob is really scary yeah, personally, and honestly I make a mistake here, so watch this. Azurite Extractor, you cannot be on the tank when he does power through. It will almost two-tick you. It did 1 tick on the rogue and it took him down to 40%, just to kind of put it into perspective. So pumping, now the tank moves and I just get clipped on the side of it. Watch this, power through goes off and I'm just on the side of it there. It's really awkward spacing there. I wasn't actually in front of it, I was just off to the side and that hit me. So that was my bad there, I die there. And it wasn't too bad, the tank's kiting away, Sanguine drops down and we're all good. But yeah, I guess a bit of time lost there from my part, so that's my mistake. And now we're going to go back to the obelisk and start Mr. Blobman, Mindflay Man. So with Mindflay, remember you have 3 ways you can stop it. Pet Stun, Asphyxia, and Mind Freeze. So you could potentially stop quite a few. Try and hit the 2 that you can, like that are in cleave range, and just do DPS to them. If your tank calls for you to run away because they will all eventually spawn on you. And make sure that you press AMS if 1 or more of them Mind Flay you, because it does a lot of damage, guys. Rightio, so we're going to kill this guy just off to the side of the boss, and then we're going to commence the boss fight. So I personally hate this boss fight because of what happens next. It all depends on how lucky you are in terms of RNG. This blob has a lot of HP as well, guys. Holy shit. He takes a while to kill. But yeah, this boss fight's quite annoying. Personally, if you get ads every single round of ads, if they focus you, like, you just can't do anything. But the good thing is we have a Destro Lock who will absolutely annihilate them. So just watch his DPS on this fight. Yeah, so we're gonna kill this. Kiting around with his stupid crap on the floor, which does a lot of damage. And we finally dies, and here comes the boss fight. So no hero for this boss. We're going to use that for the next one. So I get 3 of them that fixate on me. So honestly, guys, you can't try and do damage to the boss while they're fixating on you. It's not possible. Don't risk it, because I got 4 stacks there and I almost died. So like it's just important to respect the mobs. Here's the 4 stack. I almost die. So I just run away from the boss, and look at the Destro lock. Like, he is absolutely hooning them right now, so there's no reason for me to try and do damage to the boss. Just survive, live, don't die, and conserve your brezzes. So now it is RNG how many sets of ads he decides to spawn. I've seen him only spawn 1 set of ads, and then I've seen him spawn like 3 sets, like this one now. So again, I'm fixated, so I try and stun him. Using Shadow Meld only stops him from like fixating on you for like 3 seconds. It's not really worth it. So yeah, and every time they do their channel, we have like a set of AoE or Shadow Fury or Fear from our prot warrior ready to stop them from channeling. So yeah, we get some free damage here. Now this is a tank and spank fight. It's a very, very boring fight here, guys. Not much to do unless you're kiting away. That's the only fun thing, I guess, if you want to call that fun. But yeah, this boss fight's really quick and easy after the ads are dealt with. Again, I get targeted here again. I don't know why they don't pick the lock, man. Like, come on. I try to be sneaky here. Be very careful when you're kiting them from away from the Tectonic Smash the boss does. It's a massive frontal ability that will do a shit ton of damage. So be very careful. And remember, Death Pact can easily get rid of your Grievous stacks if you have like 3 to 4. So if you see your healer's in trouble, press the Death Pact and you'll be fine. Alright, so boss fight is done. And now we move on to a very easy part of the dungeon. So now we just, I don't know why I go into that zone. I don't know why I clicked that. I'm an absolute monkey. I'm like, why am I can't I go in the cart? And then I'm like, oh wait, I actually clicked on the freaking portal. I think something you could just do subconsciously is just jump into shadow portals, which is pretty funny. So yeah, I'm not here for this pack, but basically this pack is, you want to stop the assistant and co-alchemist from using their abilities, and just make sure you have kicks assigned. I think the assistant tries to do a transformation Q at the very, very end, or is the alchemist, I'm not sure. Don't let those casts go off, and it's a very easy thing. Be very careful of the mastermind who patrols around the area. That's very important as well. And yeah, pretty straightforward fight. After you kill this mob here, the obelisk is free for you to enter, and that's going to be Spider Boy. So jumping in, and we're going to pretty much just leg it straight to the boss. No reason to really use much here. I just use my Rector's Fang and Unholy Frenzy on Mythic himself. Nothing too crazy, and remember that the ads will eventually just kill themselves by themselves, so there's no point in really worrying too much about them. If you get caught in one of their massive green circles, press AMS, you will live. It will not one-shot you, so that's a really important thing to note. I got Bascara back there so he doesn't explode on our team. And yeah, we killed the spider, and we're on to this next boss. Now, on Tyrannical, this is one of the scariest bosses, I think, in like the expansion on Tyrannical. Just because of how much magical damage occurs, and the tank has to deal with it. There are some things that you can do as a Death Knight to help out your group though. But this is fortified, so we're going to absolutely smash this guy's face in. So when he does that ability, which puts 2 magical debuffs on the tank and someone else, the rogue and I can stack on the tank, and we can actually absorb the magical debuff by ourselves. And if we have AMS and Cloak up, the debuff will not go on us. So right now the tank is the healer is instantly dispelling the DPS who gets it, and then healing the tank and rotating cooldowns, defensive cooldowns with the tank. So yeah, pretty straightforward fight. We've got actually really good single target damage. We're all doing like 100 to 90k DPS here, so this boss is going down very quickly, and we're making good time. So the only downside that we made a mistake on is our count, and unfortunately that was due to the Peacekeepers just not effectively doing that. Now, you always want to put your back to the gold behind you. Always make sure the group as a whole is in one spot with their back to the gold, so you can kind of get some spare room on the platform. Otherwise you'll run out of room and wipe. So down it goes. Now we are 16% short, and we need to get that all from this freaking hill. Now these mobs on the hill are disgusting, and yeah, they do more damage, they're more complicated, they live longer, and it's just a crap area. Yeah, unfortunately, if we hit the 67% mark, we'd only need to kill the mobs in the way of the obelisk. That's it. So yeah, it's been unfortunate, but we do lose quite a lot of time here. I reckon we waste about 2.5 minutes doing this extra trash. And unfortunately, our healer gets surrounded by a few orange swirlies and dies a couple times, which is pretty funny. Rip Priest, the wheelchair spec, like DK. But otherwise, it's yeah, it's not too bad. So we're at 93%, and we're gonna kill this last pack in front of the obelisk. Unfortunately, like if you think about it though, there isn't really any way for you to kind of, we could have shrouded maybe past that first set, but these mobs here need to die in order for you to get into the obelisk. So you don't want to be on too much count. So yeah, but yeah, we kill these sets of mobs and we're almost ready to go straight to the boss. We've got four brezzes available as well, so we're looking pretty good, and we should have an ample amount of time left to kill the last boss, which is always a fun boss on Grievous as well. So yeah, so here we go. Last one, it's going to be the Fear ad, I believe. Yep, it's the Fear ad. I don't know why I remember what he looks like. With the Fear ad, remember you can AMS the fear off if so we got MD on the first one, which gets rid of everyone's fear, and then we're gonna nuke these ads. The little ads are very, very important to kill. They apply a bleed effect on people, and that bleed effect is disgusting. It does so much damage. Make sure you guys focus on using or saving AoE for this fear obelisk. Make sure it dies. Always make sure it dies. Okay. So we're going to kill him at the very top of the stairs, and then we're going to go straight for the boss. We're a little bit low on percent, so after we kill the boss, we just need to run back and kill another set of mobs. So a bit of time wasted there as well, but it's okay. So we'll jump up to like 99% after this. 98.7, there you go. So this boss fight, not too much to note. There is a safe spot that I think a lot of you will know about as of now. Is on the corner of this little rectangle over here. Is a safe spot where the swirlies, the orange rocket swirlies, will never hit. You'll always be safe there. Now the Gatling gun, our tank will always face in the same direction initially, so you know where to rotate. If you get caught by it and you need to run through it, run through it. Never run with it. Run straight through it. You will live. If you get low from any mechanic in this boss fight, press Death Strike. It will help out your healer so much, especially if you're getting smashed by Grievous as well. So be very wary of that. So at around 40-50%, he will phase and we'll have to deal with his other mechanics, which I'll talk about in a second. But otherwise, those are the only two mechanics you have to worry about. Dodging shit on the floor and Gatling gun. So these Sky Scorchers on Tyrannical, just in case next time you watch this video on Tyrannical, they do a laser shot and you have to kind of stand behind your tank when you have the laser because he will soak the damage. That's the only important mechanic you need to worry about for these ads. Unfortunately as well, they actually for some reason one-shot my pet. They one-shot pets. I don't understand why. I made it to this thing really quickly there. Always save your death advance just in case you get targeted by the boss and you need to leg it to a pillar. But otherwise, we make the mistake of not killing the ads fast enough. And now check the Grievous that's going out. If you lose control of this fight, the Grievous can seriously set you back. Now the tank's going to die here. He lets me know that he's probably going to die, so I save Runic Power and insta-brez him. But otherwise, all is well and we survive, I think. Yeah, we do. I get hit there, really bad positioning on my side. I should be on the other side of the Gatling gun, but I get him up and we survive. So all good. Yeah, and this boss is going to go down. So yeah, Grievous can be quite tricky if you lose control of what's happening, but otherwise it's a pretty straightforward fight on Fortified. So now we just go kill one more ad and we are done. So that's the key finished. I don't get any loot unfortunately, but good news is guys, after this video, every Mythic Plus video after this hopefully will have me using my rank 3 Twilight Dev that I got like literally yesterday. So yeah, should be doing a lot more damage now. So currently my setup for corruption is a rank 4 Twilight Dev, and then I've got a rank 2 Hone Mind. So that's pretty awesome there as well. So thank you very much for watching, guys. If you want to ask any questions about the run, please pop it down below in the comments. Please follow me on social media at MFWest WoW on Facebook and Twitter, and stay unholy. Thanks, guys. Peace and stay safe.